few questions like what is an attribute in HTML. So you can consider the attributes are the properties that can be added into the HTML tag, and that changes the way the tag behaves or it is displayed. Okay, so you can see here you have a call button. Okay, so attributes are added right after the name of the HTML tag. So button is an element for me, it's not an attribute. Okay, so what is a marquee in an HTML file? So marquee is something which keep on rotating. Okay, say for scrolling down the text page or the text on the web page, marquee is used. Sometimes you might have seen when you want to display some very important information, okay, which needs to scroll at the bottom or else the right after a specific period of time, you always use marquee. It is one of the very old element available under the HTML page. So it scrolls the image top, left, right, center automatically everywhere. So you always use marquee tags for rotating it. So the next is what is the semantic in HTML? See, semantics are HTMLs are nothing but a call another coding style. Okay, so when you talk about a semantics, so they are basically reinforcing the meaning of the contents. Like typically you have seen we are using div and span tag, but the div and span tag really don't make sense to us as an HTML reviewer unless I go inside those and get to know about what they're really doing it. So semantics are nothing but these are the standard tags. Are we clear? So you can see like here, like bold tag is not useful for the bold statement, as well as the italic tag is useful for what? For the italic tag. So instead of we are using strong and em tags. Are we clear now? So this makes more sense to us. Now the next thing is how do you display a table in an HTML web page? So obviously we have got table tag, and under the table tag I can align the complete layout of my web page because of table head, table body, table row, table columns. There are multiple different type of elements which are available, okay, which are the part of table. It's just to basically align the content in a proper format. What is SVG? Okay, so SVG is basically known as a kind of a graphic which is written in a typical XML language. The SVGs are the high quality graphics which doesn't tear off when you basically grow and increase or zoom. So normally what happens, GIF image, we talk about JPEG images, after beyond certain point the pixel get deteriorated, but here in SVG it never happens. So you go to any level when you want to zoom and you're gonna get accurate contents at any point of time. Okay, so these vector graphics are really typically 2D based diagrams and give you the X and Y coordinates in the regular systems. Next, how do you separate a section of text in HTML? To separate a sections of text in HTML, we always use what? Either BR, or else we use block code, or else we use what? A paragraph tag. So BR means anyways it separates out the text and break the current line. Paragraph is used to again write a paragraph of text, and the block quotes is used to define the large quotated sections. Okay, next is how do you create the nested web page in HTML? So obviously we have a different type of options that are available like an iframe. Okay, you mean to say page within a web page. Okay, so we can create a page within a web page with using iframe. So this is a very common question we used to receive at the time of interview. Okay, the difference between ordered list and unordered list. So ordered list will give you the different ways to display the data in Roman format, in numeric digits, or else you can talk about like an alphabetical order. But the unordered list, it's completely unordered. You don't get any options like an ordered list. Okay, so the ordered list start with OL and unordered list starts with UL.